Welcome everyone. In this monthly blooms episode for August of 2025, we will enjoy together the beauty of the African violet standard and large varieties. And in the next episode, I will show you some miniatures and semi-miniatures that are blooming for me this month. We'll start with the large variety, Hunter's Kashmir by Ken Mozaleski. This is a plant that was recently repotted and just started blooming. I love the lavender colored blooms with frilled edge, and it produces the darker edge and sometimes even green edge in the cooler growing temperatures. This is a very young bloom stock. Here we have many more blooms on this particular bloom stock. I love the cream variegation on the dark green background of the foliage, and it grows very symmetrically. Hunter's Kashmir. Next is a favorite of many, a vintage variety by Betty Bryant called Anne. It was featured in its own short feature recently. It is blooming modestly right now because we are in warmer growing season, and the amount of pigment in the blooms is rather low, so usually it blooms with more intense dark pink color, and right now it's kind of medium pink, smaller blooms, but it is growing very nice foliage right now. It's growing in that new potting mix that I made a video early in 2025. If you're curious to check it out, I'll include a link in the description box. And by Betty Bryant. I believe it's 1987 hybrid. Next is one of my favorite Buckeyes. I would think it's probably my number one favorite Buckeye. Buckeye Nostalgia. You can often see it in the African Violet Show winners. It features light blue, almost like blue porcelain looking blooms, heavenly blue, beautiful color, and symmetry is impeccable on this hybrid by Pat Hancock, Buckeye Nostalgia. Next is a compact standard by Ness called Ness Cranberry Lace. I love it for the symmetrical growing habit, and also because it's compact, so it doesn't take up too much space on my shelves, and I like how compact the blooms are in the center of the crown, and the blooms are beautiful magenta or dark fuchsia color with some green edge. It's a good bloomer, very reliable grower for me. Next is a hybrid called Ian-Sahara with crown variegation. It's just beginning to bloom again after repotting. I think I repotted it maybe a couple of months ago, 2-3 months ago it was repotted, and some variegation that was in the center of the crown now is showing in the middle, and the center kind of just beginning to show the variegation, but is mostly green because it's very warm right now. So my growing room reaches 79 degrees in this season, and it has beautiful coral colored blooms, and again it's blooming rather modestly right now. It can be a much better bloomer. There is a short feature on my channel also for this variety where you can see how profusely it was blooming in the cooler growing season then. And here is Happy Harold, a favorite of many as well, blooming also kind of not as profusely as it normally can bloom. I love it for the beautiful foliage. The variegation is spectacular on this variety. It's a vintage variety by Harold Reinhardt, and beautiful wine colored single pansy blooms. And here is another set of what's in bloom right now. This is Ian-Kapriz. It's a variegated standard with frilled white double blooms and some green edge, and sometimes the green edge turns into kind of bronze green color. Not a very easy grower for me, but it's totally worth it because I haven't seen the variety quite similar to this one yet. This one is very unique. Ian-Kapriz. EK-Morskoi Volk. It translates to sea wolf by Елена Korshunova. This is a compact growing standard with huge double blue blooms. This is Ma's Wicked Witch, a registered sport of funambule. It's a chimera blooming variety with variegated foliage. Recently repotted and just beginning to bloom. In full bloom is Cajun's Fair Maiden. I will be repotting it soon, so wanted to show you before I remove all the blooms from this one and repot it. This is a shy bloomer with mosaic variegation, Lilian Jarrett. Very delicate light pink blooms, beautiful mosaic variegated foliage on this one. It's a compact grower as well. Next are first blooms on Rebel's Rosebud. Very beautiful rose pink blooms and variegated foliage, but of course we can't see the full potential here because this is just a starter beginning to bloom. Still beautiful blooms, and I wanted to share them with you today. This is a hybrid called Moroznaia Vishnia in the original language by Konstantin Morev, and it translates to frosty cherry. A symmetrically growing standard. This is a variety that I got from my local African Violet club when I lived in California, and I'm still growing it. It's a beautiful crimson mottling on white background blooms, plain medium green foliage, but still it's a very beautiful hybrid when it's in bloom, and an easy grower too. And this is a NoID that I call my good old friend, and I featured it in the 5 easy steps to bring new violets home video, because that is the plant that I brought home then from the Canoga Park Green Thumb Nursery when I lived in Southern California, and I'm still growing this one as well. And this has dark purple blooms with green frilled edge, and it is a very easy grower. And finally, this is the last set of African Violet standard varieties. Some of them are very young plants. Most are blooming and some are not yet blooming. For me, in the month of August of 2025, we will start with Blue Tail Fly by Jim Dates. This is a wasp African Violet variety. I've seen it described as a standard and also as a semi-mini. Mine definitely grows more like a standard size-wise. It was repotted 3 months ago and has grown quite large, as you can see. It has puzzleback foliage with little, like a skirt on the reverse of the leaf, which I find very interesting and unique looking, and very modest blue, dark blue wasp blooms that complement the unusual looking foliage. Blue tail fly. This is a magnificent Ness candy pink. I showed it in the short features when it was just beginning to bloom, and right now you can see it in full bloom. It's grown a little bit more, and beautiful foliage. Ness candy pink. Champions vintage variety cabbage patch. Very delicate blush pink blooms and crown variegated foliage, and again the variegation is now more kind of outside of the center, and the center is still green. Cabbage patch. This is a starter plant just beginning to bloom. Fredette Sweet Jenny. Very interesting blooms on this variety. Very nice contrast between the edge of the petals and the main. A very cream, very soft pink cream color of the blooms. Regular, not variegated, just plain dark green foliage to contrast the color of the blooms. Fredette's Sweet Jenny. Cajun's Dixie Pride, young plant, just beginning to bloom, but already shows very nice potential in the crown symmetry. Next is a new and upcoming beauty. It's a Ukrainian hybrid by Olena Lebedska called LE-Brizingida, and it's been trying to bloom since I've started growing it, and I've been removing all the blooms because I really want the foliage to grow. And it's known to be a slower growing hybrid, but it is an exquisite beauty. In addition to beautiful variegation on foliage, it has star-shaped white blooms with yellow centers, and I can't wait for it to bloom.